What's going on, y'all? This is OneLuv Mahugu, aka OneLuv Vision, and now tuned into Philly Fame TV. Respect.
Alright. So tell the people a little bit about who you are and what it is that you do.
Who I am. I'm a rapper, recording artist, film director. I started off as a film director back in 2002, between 2002 and 2006 or 7. Back then, my intention was to be a recording artist, but I kind of accidentally got stuck into doing filmmaking after doing videos for state property members. A lot of the underground rappers in Philly, were requesting videos, and at the time it was good revenue, it was good money. I was one of the original DSLR, camera users here in Philly back then, before anyone knew that these cameras did video and photo. So I just started doing videos, man. I got stuck between that stretch doing videos, and that's it.
Right. So you said you was doing videos for some of the state park members and some of the up and coming rappers in Philly at the time. Like, tell them about some of the artists you worked with that they may be familiar with.
I worked with Oschino Sparks. I worked with Oschino Sparks. A whole bunch of artists, man, underground artists. And at the time, my intent was to actually manage them, create their media, manage them, and push their brand. And some were open-minded, others were not. Well, the majority were not. But I wouldn't call it, a loss. While I was doing that, I learned a lot about the game. I learned from their strengths and weaknesses, so it wasn't all for nothing. I actually learned, the process.
Word. So you said you're originally from Kenya, and at what age did you come here to America?
I was born in Kenya. I came to the United States at 16. Lived in 7 countries, I arrived here at 16, New York.
Word. So let's get into what we was talking about off camera. How you said you had lived in Kenya, you lived in 7 different countries, and you lived in New York, and you come here to Philly, and you said like Philly got the best talent, but they not business minded. Can you expand upon that?
Okay. Pretty much came to the United States, lived in New York. Graduated high school, came here. Because I chose Temple University. Shout out to Temple University alumni, Temple made. After school, I got involved, creating videos as a film director. Quickly realized that Philly had the hottest talent, of anywhere. Every genre, soul music, rap, acting, you name it. Philly has the greatest melting pot of talent, but a lot of people, the majority of people here are not business minded. They're okay with local fame. They don't realize that it's a big world out there, and there's more revenue, their listeners and fans globally. So it became a pattern that I saw.
Right. So how long have you lived in New York prior to coming to Philly?
I was there for 2 years.
So what's the what part of New York should I say first? The Bronx.
Shout out to the Bronx.
So do you see any similarities and differences between the Bronx music scene and Philly music scene?
Well, being honest, I have to say the Bronx, the New York scene in general, they're more supportive of each other, and they encourage new talent, and it's open door, policy in New York. If you're a hustler, your product's good, your music's good, people will embrace you. Now here in Philly, it's sort of a crabs in a barrel type mentality, man. Everyone's trying to get over the next person. Everyone's trying to screw the next person instead of embracing, talent, instead of working together. And I'd have to say it's a crabs in the barrel, environment, but I feel the new artists, are changing that mentality. I can name a few, ARI, PMD, Rock, Tony Trump. A lot of these artists are now trying to break that mentality, that mindset, and I respect them. I respect them for that. It takes a real man, a real person to acknowledge, that and to try and change the mindset of, you know, Philly hip hop fans, you know, the Philly scene in general. So yeah, I see a shift, you know, moving, you know, with the mentality with these new artists, you know, promoting, you know, unity instead of, you know, division.
Word. So let's get back to your homeland. Being born in Kenya, and you say you came here at 16. Is there some similarities to the culture there and the culture here in Philly? Like, you know, because a lot of people in Philly that's black, African American, whatever, we ain't connected to Africa by no means, and so we want to know, like, is there a lot of similarities, or is it what is it like compared to here?
Similarities, I have to say, the Western culture, you know, has been enforced, you know, through media, and with the internet now, you know, in Africa in general, in Kenya, they're playing the same music that's been played over here has been played over there. The same, you know, fashion wear is popularized there in Kenya, and so it's very westernized. But from the mentality of Kenya right now is they embrace, you know, all forms of art. It's a lot more supportive back home, you know, where people encourage, you know, growth, encourage success back home. So there's more support back home, you know.
So you said, I mean, just to get back on that, when you said the culture over there is westernized, meaning that, just for people who ain't familiar, you mean that American culture, because of through the media and stuff like that, through TV, through social media, the American and black American culture influences the culture over there in Kenya. Like, so they pay attention to what we do over here, and they kind of influence them to do certain things over there. Example, dressing, hip hop, and so on and so forth.
Exactly. A lot of my fellow, you know, my black people here, African Americans, don't realize their influence globally. They don't realize how much the world is watching, you know, what they're doing. You know, definitely, I have to say that the culture, the hip hop culture, the black culture in general, you know, everything that blacks, hold in this country is watched globally, is watched in Kenya and Africa, and a lot of the majority of youth in Kenya, you know, emulate that. You know, so that's factual.
Wow. So what was your perception of the people here and the black people and the culture and stuff like here before you got here? Like, watching it through media and all of that, what did you perceive the culture was like? What did you perceive the people would be like? Speak a little bit about that. And then what was it, what you thought it was when you actually got here? Like, what was the differences?
That's a really good question, man. That's a very good question. No other, you know, media outlet has asked me. You know, my perception, I'll be honest. Oh, you know, people here are lazy. Oh, you know, everything's to do with the negative, you know, perception they push in the media that's thrown overseas. You know, through movies, through Hollywood. You know, the stereotypes. When I came over here, I quickly realized, you know, that it's not factual. You know, bottom line is, you know, my fellow blacks in this country are very, you know, talented, are hardworking. There's a lot of revenue built off the black market. You know, whether it's entrepreneurs, entertainers, there's a lot of revenue. And like I said, I lived in 7 countries. You know, racism is, I can tell you for a fact, is the worst here. You know, never ever been a country that has more prisons than colleges. When I was in Australia, you know, there were about 4 prisons. When I was in Canada, there were about 6.
You talking about the whole country?
I'm telling you, back then when I was young, yes. I lived in 7 countries. I'm telling you for a fact. You know, over here, there are more prisons than there are colleges. I mean, that's alarming. You know, that's terrible, man. So I quickly saw how the justice system works, and a lot of minorities are set up for failure. You know, let's talk about the urban inner city environments. You know, they're not built for success. So right away I saw the root cause of why things are the way they're over here, why crime rates so high in certain locations, certain environments, and it all made sense. You know, obviously high school, college, looking further into the issue, systematic racism, I quickly saw why things are the way they are. And the stereotypes have been built, it broke all my stereotypical views on, minorities in this country. So there's a reason why my black people in this country, minorities, are in the situation they are in. It's a jungle out there, man, meaning systematic racism doesn't set minorities up for success in this country. In other countries, it's equal format. Everyone has opportunity. The school, the education system is great. There's more opportunity. Everyone's built for success in other countries. America needs to get to that level where everyone receives the same kind of aid, the same kind of budget financing, to create equal opportunity.
So now you said you're a hip hop artist and you try and break the mold from here in Philly, connecting through New York and traveling around. So let me ask you, do you think that because you are Kenyan born, but you speak English well, but you still have an accent that you're not from here, do you think that kind of hinder you from reaching a certain point, or do you think it's an advantage because you got so many fans from home? Speak on that.
I'll say knowledge is power, and like I said, entertainment business is, well, at least to me, is a global business. So the more information you have, the more you know, the more people you touch through your music. I released a video, Rude Boy Flex, featuring my man Yasir 2 months ago, and I had hits from, like I said, I monetized my viewers, had hits from, all over America, had hits from Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Jamaica, Australia, all over Europe, So, like I said, I want to touch every single avenue where my music is received. So I think I'm at a huge advantage, being that I'm well traveled and my perspective is really broad. I see, my vision is wide open because of my vast, travel, staying 4 years in each country, So I'm at a huge advantage. A lot of people here, I encourage people when I was in school, I encourage other rappers to travel, to view the world. They'll come back with a whole different mindset and perspective on things.
Right. So for the people that want to contact you, connect with you in any kind of way, tell them how they can reach you and get at you.
You can reach me at on Instagram, OneLuv Mahugu, OneLuv Mahugu, OneLuv Vision. So both things, OneLuv Vision, OneLuv Mahugu. You can hit me up on subscribe to my YouTube at OneLuv Vision, and on Facebook, OneLuv Mahugu. Again, ONELUV Mahugu, MAHUGU.
And what's the meaning behind that name? Just to end them up with that, what's the meaning behind the name?
My first name or my last name?
Oh.
Well, OneLuv, actually came from. I have two companies, OneLuv Film and OneLuv Vision. So when I was doing film directing, members of state property used to call me OneLuv, as a acronym, of OneLuv Vision, so OneLuv Film. So the name just stuck, and I just, nicknames are given. They're not, people don't give themselves nicknames, they're given. So OneLuv, the name just stuck. Mahugu, I believe it means warrior. That's my family name that I'm proud of, that I carry, on my back. Like I said, I decided to keep that with OneLuv, keep OneLuv, Mahugu, because I want to carry my, my ethnic roots, and my viewers, my fans are just here in the United States. They're in Africa too, so I got Africa on my back, so wherever I go, I'm representing Africa too. What's going on, y'all? This is your boy OneLuv Mahugu signing out, Philly F.A.M.E TV. Respect. Much love.